What do you think of them?
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
That is so beautiful.
No.
They're ridiculous.
She never stops whining.
Meghan Markle Googled, is the race card an actual card?
I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers. Slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Your voice is driving me crazy and I'm about to jump over there and put my fists down your throat.
I think the woke have been asleep.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Well, if Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
Is Meghan Markle the Duchess of Drama or just misunderstood?
Here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you. Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
No.
Meghan sits in a soft-lit room with wet eyes and a shaky voice as she speaks to her friend, Jamie Kern Lima. It is meant to feel raw and honest. We will get to why Bill Maher pounced. First, look at how the room is set and how the pauses are timed. Many viewers say it feels practiced, not personal, and some say Jamie's tone gives them the creeps. What should feel intimate plays like a scene, and that raises the concern at the center of this story. By the end of this video, you will know why Bill Maher called her tears crocodile tears, and why many people now think the podcast was not honesty, it was a plan. Every clip and comment pulls us closer to that reveal. This is not only about one interview, it is about control, public image, and a brand trying to reset. Stay with me because this path leads to one moment that flips the whole story.
When you do interviews on your show, do you do the Jamie Kern Lima reactions? Yes. Oh my God, there's like rock.
The clip spreads and the roast starts fast. Her Time magazine moment gets mocked and Harry's BBC interview flops. We will talk about who she is now. Before that, the trail that brought us here. Insiders whisper she wants fame more than family. The Spotify deal is gone, the Netflix show stumbles, and people joke about the Her Royal Highness signature. Maher is not chasing one mistake. He points to the pattern that keeps showing up.
40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture, flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it Her Royal Highness.
Why even in private? She's using that full title, Her Royal Highness.
I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm gonna put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
The podcast is sold as the real Meghan with no makeup and no script. We will weigh real versus performed in a moment. For now, notice the tiny choices on screen, the timing of the tear, and the careful lighting. Maher says this is not raw, it is rehearsed sadness. A viewer jokes that she cries prettier than they smile. The more perfect it looks, the less people trust it, and that keeps the bigger question alive.
I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim, when there's nothing to be a victim about, and there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live.
Jamie Kern Lima is a billionaire friend, and she praises more than she probes. We will get to the pushback soon. Listen to the friend who never presses. Halfway through, Jamie starts repeating Meghan's lines as if they are fresh wisdom. Viewers spot the steady nods and smiles and say it feels like a commercial, not a conversation. A stage this gentle keeps the image safe, which is exactly what critics worry about.
Jamie is Meghan's friend, but just kissed her ass the whole time, so not sure what we actually learned about her royal fakeness.
Work so hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it.
In this interview, she really goes on these tangents of talking about how stressful her day is. And when I was listening to it, I was thinking, no, that sounds like a normal day to me, Meg.
The product line sells out in under 30 minutes and headlines cheer. We will talk about the win soon. Start with the number that matters. It turns out there were not many items at launch, and critics call it a stunt. Maher laughs that selling out tiny stock does not make you a mogul. A buzz spike right after tears looks like timing, not luck, which fits the claim that this was carefully planned.
Trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
She is doing a cooking show on Netflix. I only watched 5 seconds of it, and I thought she was going to cut her wrist by trying to zest a lemon. This girl has never been in the kitchen in her life.
So when she's trying to sell these kind of, I'm sorry, but crappy, cheap tat to middle America. She needs to have this relatability, and she doesn't have that at all.
Whilst orders lag for weeks and complaints pile up online, we will talk about the brand plan next. Notice the silence when buyers ask for help. People find trademarks for yoga mats and pet bowls and call it a cash grab. Maher jokes she is turning into a royal shopping host and asks what she does well, besides launch things that never land. When the machine feels bigger than the mission, the feelings start to look like fuel.
They want it both ways. These people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
Meghan says she writes emails to her kids every night. We will ask if it rings true in a second. Sit with the count behind the story. A viewer jokes about 6,000 emails by age 18. Maher says it sounds like a self-help script, not daily life. If love itself feels staged, the rest of the story gets harder to accept.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off. They're at 2 different schools. So from 6:30 in the morning on drop-off mornings for me, I'm not home till 9.
She talks about hard school drop-offs and busy days. We will talk about why people rolled their eyes. First, look at the help inside the house. There is a live-in nanny. People do not hate the help. They dislike the regular parent framing. The episode pulls millions of views, but comments are sharp, and Jamie adds that Meghan did not see the questions. Pushing the idea of realness that hard can crack the very trust she needs.
You haven't seen any of the questions ahead of time, and we're in our sweats, and you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup, and we're just...
That's very generous.
The claim that she did not see the questions is meant to calm doubts. We will ask if this was candid. Before that, hear the one sentence that tipped it. Maher says if it is real, you do not need to announce it. One line is enough to make the setup wobble, and the larger story starts to look managed.
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. Like she's completely camera ready. And she also is pretending that she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
During promotion for Suits, she was joking with one of the photographers that she can cry on command. Left eye, go. And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of her.
She has this really famous where she says one tap left eye and she can make us.
Critics say the tears keep her in the news. We will talk about motive. Right now, watch the moment when the camera sets the pace. The tone and timing seem to match the lens more than the feeling. A writer calls it a last chance move, and a user jokes that even her tears have a public relations team. When emotion feels like a tool, the whole narrative begins to look managed, which is Maher's main point.
It's just another lie from Meghan where she's told us one thing about this wholesome family life that she's got, but really it's staff behind the scenes that are upholding this entire...
No matter the topic, the talk circles back to her brand. We will get to the larger claim. First, watch the turn from feeling to product in the middle of each story. Insiders say the emotional turn will not fix the image. Maher says it is not vulnerability if it sells sprinkles and candles. That keeps the audience split and the bigger question in play.
They kind of up their whole thing, went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood. Yeah. But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
I mean, tone deaf could be Meghan Markle's middle name.
At the Time 100 Summit, she aims to inspire. We will cover the reaction. First, hear the shift from ideas to slogans as the room cools. Viewers compare her to stars who sound scripted, and some say it plays like a drama class. If every stage sounds like a sales floor, the podcast looks like one piece of a longer push.
She didn't make the Times list of cool people, but she did get invited there because her agency probably bought her access. This is one of the goofiest things ever.
I think it speaks to the tiny moments of joy that are so effortless and just create a little bit of magic that we're all craving.
What in the hell word salad is this?
Tiny little flower petals that are dried. I started putting them on salads. I started putting them on scrambled eggs. Level of charm that you find people have when they see these tiny little dried petals is something I can't fully wrap my head around, but I appreciate.
I'm elevating it by putting dried flower petals on all of my food.
People learned she was not on the 2025 list, yet she still spoke on the stage. We will talk about influence. Before that, note the list detail many missed. Critics say she was there for who she was, not what she has done lately. Jokes fly about jam, honey, and cupcake sprinkles. That reads as borrowed shine, which matches what skeptics were already saying.
She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant. She was thrilled. She became a, quote, princess.
I mean, Meghan did claim that before dating Harry, she never Googled him, and she said she didn't know much about the royal family.
It was planned from the beginning. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it. And
Before they met, Harry goes on the BBC to talk about security after a court loss. We will look at the message. First, consider the timing that changed the tone. It lands right after the King's cancer news, and that shifts how every word sounds. Many say it looks tone deaf and they question motive. When both halves of the couple pull focus, people see one shared plan rather than two honest moments.
he lost at the trial court level on this push to make the British royal family pay for his security when he goes to the UK.
Once they realise that myself, my wife, and our kids are happier outside of the institution, please just look at the fact. Look at the risks. Look at the threat. Look at the impact that if anything was to happen to me, my wife, or my father's grandchildren, look where the responsibility lies.
What a manipulation. My father's grandchildren. They're gonna and it will be his fault.
It's gaslighting on a
A well-known columnist calls Harry whiny. We will talk about trust. For now, hear the concern inside the palace. Some worry private talks might become public content. Online, people call it a royal pity party, and Maher says it sounds like a creator chasing clicks. When private pain becomes public product, the trust problem doubles.
As soon as Meghan Markle made it absolutely clear that it was all about the moolah, it was all about the big bucks, it was all about trading off the royal name, but she was lining up these deals when she was still the Duchess of Sussex. She was in talks with Disney, she was in talks with the publishing companies, in talks with Netflix. At that point, the late Queen Elizabeth II, quite rightly in my opinion, said, no, there is no half in, half out. So you go without blessing, but you lose everything.
Debate rises again over blame for the rift. We will talk about blame. First, the lens that makes the moves make sense. This looks less like escape and more like a reset. Critics say she drove a wedge. Supporters say she was never accepted. Maher says it is not about peace, it is about control and independence. That lens matches the promise we set at the top.
But I have zero sympathy for him. The fact that he is putting his father through this in the final years of his life. And Meghan, there are members of the royal family who believe that Harry's behavior hastened the death of the late Queen Elizabeth.
I believe that too. That's what I say. I say those two killed the Queen.
Reports say she pitched a lifestyle guru image. We will talk about fallout. Before that, note the quiet no from the market. Certain wellness names pass without noise. A host calls her a malignant narcissist, and a columnist says the podcast feels like therapy for one. Others say brands pass because she is too polarizing. When partners step back, the risk becomes part of the public story.
This podcast with Jamie Kern Lima was absolutely car crash. I mean, Jamie Kern Lima is actually a very successful woman, self-made billionaire. However, she is a fame whore because, she first found fame by appearing on the first series of Big Brother. She believes that she's the new Oprah Winfrey. And the problem is, you realize these are the types of people Meghan Markle is surrounding herself with. And none of them are prepared to ever give her a dose of reality.
The host takes heat for non-stop praise in a sweet tone that sounds like a sales call. We will cover why the hour dragged. First, spot the missing challenge in the middle of the talk. There is no push at all. Maher compares it to a motivational voicemail. A stage this soft keeps the brand clean and pushes the truth farther away.
We're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet. Yet.
A popular channel says Jamie is not interviewing, she is agreeing. We will look at credibility. Before that, count the echoes as it rolls. Every line gets labeled amazing, brave, and true. People call it a Yes Woman episode, and Maher says it feels like a rehearsed monologue with fake claps. Without friction, belief fades and doubts grow.
But I'm happy. I'm happy, and the kids are healthy, and H is great, but I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Yes.
Enjoy them.
A writer says both women sound out of touch. We will talk about why some tuned out. First, life outside the mansion. In the middle of a real month, people worry about rent, food, and jobs. One comment says it is like a space crew talking about Earth problems. That distance makes the pitch feel hollow and keeps the public divided.
Jamie Kern Lima, who seems to be even more fake and insufferable than the Duchess.
Very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important, and I think so many people also have this question for you is, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind.
Yes, it really is that awful. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
Viewers hope for insight and get 60 minutes of praise. We will talk about what was lost. For now, the moment when nothing new arrived. Jamie is a self-made billionaire with real lessons. Yet here she sounds like a fan. Maher says it is not a podcast. It is a public relations memo read out loud. A moment that could have brought people closer does the opposite.
She's a princess too, and Harry is slaying dragons to rescue her.
Look what we built. We've built a beautiful beautiful life and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers when you get to the final level. And what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband.
Who is Harriet rescuing her from? The family she abandoned before making him abandon his?
Here we are, emotional podcast, tough interview, summit talk, shaky products, split public. We will get to the conclusion. First, the off-camera piece you still need. Former staff stories may explain the plan behind each choice. Critics say performance, supporters say misunderstood, and Maher says the tears were calculated. The stage was friendly, and the goal was image rehab. That is why he tears it down. He says it was not openness. It was a plan. The full breakdown is ready. Click the video on the right to keep watching. Up next, we map 3 paths through the Meghan controversies, spotlight the single pivot that can turn backlash into momentum, and reveal the wildcard almost no one is pricing in. Tap the playlist now and comment next for the follow-up.